So we're going to talk about it. But some of you here in the audience have gifts. You have clairvoyance, metaphysical powers, and a very strong magical intuition. Welcome back to Pisces TV with Dr. MB. Get your ass in here. You a Pisces and you ain't been following my channel. Hit that subscription button and the notification bell. What type of mess? All right, Pisces, we're back. And Spirit asked me to ask you, what are you afraid of? So, we are going to get started with your reading. Your stone for today is the Moonstone. We have Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, the Moon, of course, nurturing, divine, feminine, intuitive, drawing power from the divine feminine. Moonstone connects you to goddess energy. Activate your intuition. Moonstone can boost clairvoyant gifts and metaphysical powers, asking that you trust in the unknown beyond what you can see in this realm. And there is some Akashic records, some soul stuff, some purpose, wealth, and luxury involved, as well as potential and maybe something about our habits. So we're going to talk about it. But some of you here in the audience have gifts. You have clairvoyance, metaphysical powers, and a very strong magical intuition. The reflective nature of this crystal is much like moon phases themselves. It may be important for you to look into moon phases. It could be significant. It talks about a cycle of change from new beginnings to full release. Moonstone balances masculine energy with the feminine touch, teaching the art of receptivity and serendipity. It is especially potent during the waxing moon. So be mindful of that. And this is what it looks like. Very beautiful. Like seriously, super cute. So we're going to sit it over here like that and go ahead and get started. The first cards that you had, they came out together, and they're from the animal spirit deck, the Wild Unknown, you know, my favorite. Shout out to Kim. And it's funny, okay, that the wolf is most often like a teacher energy, very wise. So a lot of you here are like wise beyond your years, like super smart, probably the person that people go to for questions. You may be masters at helping and supporting others. But this is for you and about you this time, to get some things that you may be interested in having, some goals that you set for yourself, and the life's purpose. Okay, so if you have questions about like past life energy, your purpose, this lifetime, some, I was going to say realistic, but some more practical aspects of your day-to-day, as well as metaphysical and spiritual attributes that some of you have, and how to enhance them, that could bring about a legacy. And for some of you, the legacy is it may have been potentially passed down. Not sure if you have others in your family or in your environment that have exercised their gifts. Okay, but we'll start with the wolf here. I'm sorry, I keep saying the wolf. I actually saw it in the shuffle, but the fox, strong, smart, partner or mate. Forgot about that. So for some of you, there could be love, or this is about your person too. You guys, this relationship together, and I think they're very supportive. If it's not you, it's another in your environment that could be very supportive. It talks about a wise teacher and or a mentor. In some situations, this could be a soulmate that is like a catalyst that makes you wiser, right? And even though those experiences aren't always our favorite, thankfully, I'm not really picking that up as far as like what's important. But I will say that in case any of you have personal readings or resonate with any other readings throughout the day, week, or month that may talk about partners, intuition, and some sort of catalytic moment, you know? But in this moment, the fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. Double downing on business for some of you, because you also have the King of Cups here. And so that is, that goes well together. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners. And while some other court cards and the Emperor itself are great when we talk about a husband, or for some of you, a wife, you know, she could just be very strong. Okay. This is a very, very, very supportive partner. So for some of you, it may be the ideal partner if, like me, you kind of spoiled or your love language is, can I have it? So, yeah, as they commit to relationships for the long term and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. And when this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Okay. Now, that said, if you are anything like me, okay, we will slip away. I don't care if you're a Pisces or Aquarius, depending on what calendar you're reading and your sun, moon, and rising sign. But we'll definitely do that. When in balance, the fox is magical, ingenious, teacher, and very monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. And then to bring into balance, partnership and connections. Now here is also something where we talk about identity. Where we're dating and we're going way out of our league and out of our lane. Possibly even considering modifications. That's here. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But if it's done out of fear or, you know, something shadowy, then it could come up and intuitively you know what that is. The mouse, piggybacking off the sneaky, is detail oriented, just like this Page of Pentacles. Can sometimes be small-minded, nitpicky, and nervous. So for a lot of us, improving our health, having fun, getting out, being social, takes pressure off of intimate relationships and or goals that just require work and perseverance. It talks about our habits. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. You're gone too far, okay? Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. Here's the details. And here is the wisdom and why one could be distant, moving in silence, reserved. I'll say that. I don't always like to say hermit mode and this, that, and other. And it's just like we sometimes don't know because we could be in our minds. We could be used to our own way. Our social skills may need to be rinsed off a little bit. And it's like kind of like a little bit of Virgo energy. I don't want to characterize it by zodiac. It's more of an archetype or a characteristic where someone has a certain type of energy And when it comes to paying attention to details and kind of like being very picky about things, it's amazing. But the other side of that could be nervous energy, scattered energy. And for some of us, creates a small-minded, nervous, kind of nitpicky energy. Now, this card can be quite painful to experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. So that could be a challenging situation for some. And it also could talk about the present. Because like in the past, there could have been something that you figured, or someone in your environment figured they had all figured out. And I'm not sure where we are with that, but we are going to take clarifiers once we get, through the cards here. But it's like the teacher, the fox, that's an entirely different type of energy. That's the situation. That could be our potential. Okay? If not the partner. So if you run into some new partners or you're dealing with a relationship situation, source says some of you aren't. Okay. I just wanted to say when it comes to like something outside of ourselves, the fox seem to be very supportive, traditional, family oriented, the ideal partner for some. But when it came to this energy, the details, projects, control, that could be that same person, be it you or them. So it's like, yeah, the fox look good, but here's some shadowy energy. Just like usually the king of cups is attractive to you, charming even, supportive, the ideal partner. But in shadow, could be very controlling, kind of jealous, suspicious, distant. Okay, so then we get to the bat. Darkness, letting go, leading to rebirth. So it's kind of like scorpionic energy, where if we refuse to let go, we're stuck in this reminiscent thing, and we don't want to miss any opportunities. But when in balance, the beautiful thing is it adapts and adjusts. That's what makes an ideal partner. I can tell you that now. One of my favorite things about talking to couples that have been together for eons, the compromise, the friendship, and the flexibility is always golden. So before we emerge, into the bat energy fully, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. So the things that we don't see about ourselves or this person or the situation, this that we may not see because it's in dark and we might be distracted by the sparkles and stuff. This says it'll be seen one way or the other. The bat is a master of the subtle senses of underlining forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. Ooh, this is some good advice for your relationship, for yourself, for your project, for your soul purpose, for tomorrow, for today, to help you figure out what happened yesterday. I see it. Do you see it? Do you hear what it says for the bat? That is crazy. Prosper or fade. What do you want? Do you want something to prosper? Do you want to be prosperous? Or do you want a situation, a person, or an opportunity to fade? The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. Okay? So I saw that some of us that are lingering in the past, it has more to do, I feel like, with family, possessions, the Akashic records, other lifetimes, karmic energy. You may be interested in karmic numbers, soul path, and stuff like that. And nothing is wrong with that. It just asks us to accept and kind of like be in the moment of some situations that may be in front of us right now. And for those of us that may be interested in details of our potential, what gifts and abilities we mastered, what capacities do we have, it is clear here to go through those Akashic records, to go up those steps where this crescent moon is and where the high priestess may lay. The Four of Swords talks about healing, recovery, meditation. It talks about rest, where somebody kind of falls back and takes a break. And if we need to fall back and take a break, cool. If you don't want to fall back and take a break, you know, may want to look alive or whatever. The 10 of Pentacles, here's the cornerstone to the 9 of Pentacles that makes it the 10. So there's a situation potentially in your environment that is the root foundation and the overall accomplishment of your being, your purpose, or this relationship. The page represents completions. I know people don't say that often because it's kind of like not a student or an apprentice, but it's a page, right? But the characteristics of the page that could lead someone to be a knight, a queen, or a king, that's what I'm talking about. That is amazing because those kings, queens, and knights have some capacity, raw capacity of the initial element, the raw element, right? So we're talking about details. We're talking about pulling back a little bit from overanalyzing some. We're talking about celebrating and kind of like silently for some of you. If there are some goals, some projects, some dreams or something that you're working on, I do feel like if you have friends or family in your environment that's not very supportive, I don't feel that those are the best group of people for you to like be overly excited with because they're not healthy. They may not be healed or happy. And we could be setting ourselves up for situations and relationships that we have to heal from. Some of our behaviors that could cause, others to fall back or opportunities to fade. It could talk about the habits that weren't healed from verbal abuse, physical abuse, whatever, right? If you've had unrequited lovers, if you're not used to a calm in communication, I don't care if it's a job you applied for or a person you meet tomorrow where it could be fun and exciting. And then things kind of fade some, or you talk less or you do less. We don't want the mouse energy to overanalyze and fear the details. I wouldn't want anyone to do that when doing spiritual work. If you're doing shadow work, if you're meditating, and I do have guided meditations. Okay, we can walk you right into those Akashic records with Metatron and Archangel Gabriel and whoever else is the gatekeeper, the universal court or whatnot. But we wouldn't want to go into some advanced level experiences without our own knowledge, wisdom, our own intuition, or a mentor's, a guide's input, and or a spiritual practitioner. Some of us may be afraid to do that, wanting change, but afraid of changing. And I can see someone kind of being meticulous, overdoing other things to dance around another thing, and that may not be healthy. All right, so we are going to pull some more cards and get it to it. because I'm so excited for love and correction. Okay. And look, coherence, second chakra, harmonize the heart, the mind, which is necessary, and navigate our lives through our emotions and support our ability to enjoy the sensual world. And look at that enjoyment in the Three of Cups. So yeah, coherence is important. I feel like it keeps popping out. And abundance, dynamic, and third eye chakra. So I know that this Ten of Pentacles over here is abundance for someone, okay, or some group of people. Okay. We have grace and joy. The Three Cups is there. So you can see that. Some of us have transformation and union. I knew it. Okay. So, look at that. I was going to say, so what's the problem? 20, the past, that's the number for judgment. Our past lives, our soul mates, connected to that sacral chakra. It also talks about repenting and revelation and all that. But in this particular deck, it's something as simple as forgiveness, strengthening our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. And this, in the shadow energy, doesn't let go. And this, in the shadow energy, doesn't let go and find something else to be busy with. So that could be very important. Ooh, we got the root chakra. I think those of you that could be connecting during this Taurus season, it could be before Gemini kicks in, and that's just on the 20th. So we're talking about days. Others of you, it doesn't have to be, but there may be a fire sign, an earth sign, a water sign. Let's see what we have here. So we have abundance, which I felt. The energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. Now, to want abundance, but you don't have a heart that's overflowing with love and gratitude, I don't know if the algorithm worked without, all the components. We're going to say this one. The next one that came out, I think, was joy and grace. So I hear strength. And that reminds me of the strength card, which for some is that soul companion, possibly speaking out to you. Because if not a higher power, it is your higher self. Asking for grace. You may be involved in or in the environment of a situation where grace is implemented. It could be from someone else. It may be you. But the frequency of grace supports our smooth adaptation to and anticipation of life's currents and changes as we evolve toward a higher vision of ourselves on this earthly plane, bringing the divine with the human essence. See what I'm saying? So that's like emergence of some sort. Just like that duality of the strength card where you have the lion and the lady. Sometimes it's just the lion. He got a rose in his mouth that symbolizes that feminine energy or that grace. And I told y'all before, I had this, a picture, I forgot what deck it was, of the strength card that had the lion in a transparent holographic form and had the lady. So it was still like, okay, I was right. Because it's like, I feel that it represents something that is just my perspective. But I appreciate it, like seeing it like that, because maybe other people think that too. So then we have joy, which does also connect to these two cards, which is either like the second decan of Pisces. And I like that. The energy of joy activates our feelings of happiness and well-being and supports a high vibrational frequency in our being. Grace and high vibration may be recommended for abundance for you. Now, I'm a realist, very spiritual person, but very practical. And I will say that I have seen, we all have witnessed some people that don't appear to be happy, graceful, joyous, and high vibrational have what we consider to be abundance. The gag is those people may not have the conscience that you have. Y'all may have not started at the same mark, and so on and so forth. But if there's anybody in the audience that's anything like me, where I would say, man, don't try to trick me into being a good person. Don't try to trick me into being perfect. It's a whole bunch of people that's unaware and all kind of blase, and they have more than me, or they have some things that I want, or they have what I think they want, or whatever. But time tells all. And I feel that whoever you are and however you're wired, you would have to aim for success and completion at your algorithm. You're here watching tarot, looking at my pretty crystals while this beautiful incense is burning. We listening to these amazing megahertz over here, frequencies. And so you may be the type of person wired consciously, spiritually, or whatever. And this could be what may be required on this end. So I just wanted to clear that up, because I'm brutally honest, and I don't like making it seem like spiritual people, religious people, or anyone that is just on our side of the fence, we have to be perfect and holy to have something. You might, I don't know, but I would never say that that is necessary, because it's the world. Nothing matters and no things are necessary. The next card is transformation, which I feel like connects with this bet. And then there's some sort of recovery after going up those steps and facing those fears and dealing with things. And the high priestess telling you, chill, like your intuition, I feel like is in alignment with wealth, supportive partners, happiness and joy, a celebration even. The high priestess says is looking at that. But behind her, if not habits and early uprooting and, the roots of our nature or the details in the journey, we have a need to pause, and then we have perseverance. And those two things might be complicated like oil and water. Persevering and being in that 9 of 1 energy, you so close to the 10. And for some people that could feel like way down and just carrying a bag of bricks. For other people, 10 of Wands is kind of like a person that just ran a marathon, been running for 2 or 3 hours, and realized that they in first place on the last lap, and they can see the goal line, and how tired and hurt and frustrated and hot and sweaty, stinky they are, but how excited they are and the fire in their body to make sure they get to that goal line. So the 10 of Wands could be fucking exciting, but I know traditionally it may not always be. And the 10 of Wands ain't even here, but I'm just saying the 9 is really close to the 10. So that moment of whatever happens before something finalizes, it could be persevering and being fed up with something. It could be some that I'll just say use it or lose it type deal, where the gifts and the abilities may not be appropriated. Okay. But there's a transformation. We have 42. Just like you had 24 with Grace. I like how they kept the same color wave or whatever. You had 24 over here, and now you have 42. The energy of transformation supports our ability to gracefully flow through times of transition, allowing the old to make room for the new. So for some of us, It is very important. Like, these readings don't be no joke, because we just went through weeks of April and May. A lot of the transits pointed to closure, forgiveness, meaning all the shit that you done or you think you did, any guilt that you carry, any doors that opened and you closed them, whatever the case, there may have been forgiveness and some clean slates. Not always asking you to. So especially when you come to Pisces TV, do understand that over here, because it's just impossible, we're not the ones always required to be doing the work. Now, there is great work to do, and every second of your life could be a part of that. Don't get me wrong. But when I say transform, change, have grace, these are things also sometimes that are given to us. And those cycles we're pointing to, you may have went through this for 12 years. Consider where you were in life 14 years ago. You know, some transits are happening that you'll never experience again, because they're once in every 84 years. And most of all of you better be adults watching this video. So you know what I'm saying? Just be open to that. Because if you receive it and you're not just expecting it from a person or for it to be a parent, when you receive it, that's healing. And it is a teacher at times to show you how to get it back. So if life, and it's hard to say sometimes because I know so many people are going through so many things, and I understand that. But if life gives you grace, okay, even a little bit, that is healing to the moments or the experiences that you felt grace wasn't given. If the time clock that ain't got nothing to do with this magical conscious entity that we just gave life, so I ain't even talking about just God. People always say like life consciously, I don't feel is fucking with nobody, because life only has a name because we gave it to it. Life doesn't even exist. There's no life that is sitting around that is aware of all of us and contemplating and doing shit, fucking with the clock. I don't think so. So I'll say that the clock that is very, very complex, and the Mayans tried, but I don't even think that is the best depiction of universal algorithm, earth algorithm. But that was they had a pretty nice clock, I'm not gonna lie. But the point is, the concepts, they change, the gears change. It's like click, click, click. It's so many pieces to the puzzle, where a decision that may have been made when you were 7 could have affected you at 14 and 28. A choice that you made at 29 could affect you all the way up to 56. A choice that we made in the past life, memories that we carry, energy that we carry, affecting us in a current life. And we don't even know, don't nobody even have proof that past lives and shit exist. And I'm honest about that. Do I believe? Yes. Because I half-ass understand like physics, and the possibilities, even of impossibilities. But so yes, I do. So I don't want y'all to think, oh man, she trying to brainwash us with some bullshit. Nah. I can see it happening. But if somebody said, and who done came back, and well, I would say Elon Musk, but they would have a point. You don't even know if that shit true. And some people day to day carry so much weight on trying to figure out so much. And it's like, what things can you immediately resolve at the moment? It may be a transformation there. Or reach out. I'm just one of them, but reach out to anyone. Do your own research. Go to the library. Get on Google. Buy some books, or like the cards say, meditate. Connect deeper to your higher self or God, a divine being, to modify or transmute your present and past on a cellular level. Because that shadow is not just some unseen element outside of you. It's, I believe, deep in the in-betweens of a subconscious and a conscious mind. Because I'm not going to take the Queen of Cups away from her throne with the subconscious. But The High Priestess is here. And the King of Cups is here. So it's a fair analysis. 44, you have Union. I so wanted to do a love reading, but instead I said I would do general. I will do a finance reading. And we are now doing a love reading. Don't get it twisted. We have Union here with 44. Okay. Now, the energy of Union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects toward a state of wholeness. So this says there's something about this situation, the environment, or the components that at present that have something to do with completion or whatever the world card would mean in a tarot reading. Where we talk about wholeness, it could be confidence from someone who could stand to work out and drink less to modify our appearance or our clothes. You know, whatever image we want to portray, whatever job we want to get, whatever lifestyle we want to have, whatever legacy we're trying to leave. So I like that a lot. As far as the astrological corresponding, because we do have some things that are happening today and the 23rd that are significant. It's a Saturn return. Okay. If it's not today, it was yesterday, or somewhere around this point. Saturn is returning in Pisces. So even if you don't have a Saturn return in Pisces, which most millennials don't, not to say that only millennials are here, but we do rule. It's Pisces, you're Pisces. So it could affect you in some way. We have cyclicality, homecoming, and progress. I love that. We got homecoming, we got progress, and we talked about cycles up here. So I do love that. We also have transits, insight, movement, and change. So be sure to check out the reading. What did it say on the thumbnail? Jeez, I forgot. It has a heart. Actually, it was the 523 portal reading. Wow. So, okay. Spirit trying to tell you something, because the 23rd ain't even here yet and does involve partnerships for some of y'all. Well, for all of us on the planet. I said some of y'all because some of y'all already in partnerships, don't want partnerships, and I ain't trying to make you have one. 12th house, karma, shadow, secrets, Pisces. Then we have Venus, beauty, artistry, and love. Now, if someone has a Venus in Pisces, that could affect their relationships. That could. To have Venus in the 12th house, that may be something some of you could look into. If there's a person, and I know it's a lot of you, or it could be just 5 of y'all, and it ain't one person for everybody. But if there is a person, let's see. If you got a person, or you want a person, put it on your mind, and we're going to see what comes of it. I was like, Spirit, don't do that. Don't act like that. Man, thank you. It said no. Well, it didn't say no, but the moon card came out. So it may be to be seen. Trust your intuition is what I'll say. Emotions, instinct, and subconscious. Maybe that's what we need to focus on right now, because I kept saying I'm going to do a separate love reading. We have momentum, initiative, and magnetism. I love that. And you see how my voice even progressed as I read those through. It felt powerful. Momentum, initiative, magnetism. Yes. With Pisces and Venus and the moon. I like it. Any advice for my fishy babies? Well, y'all ain't my babies. Y'all are grown ass people. I'm the princess here. I'm the baby. Mutable, flexibility, adaptability, versatility. That one stayed. It stuck. So if you want it to stay, you want to get stuck, be mindful of chaos. I just saw chaos. All right. Advice for my Pisces. Okay, we got something coming up. Summer. Earth keeps coming out. We also have fog, so some of you guys may have a shit ton of opportunities and choices to choose from. Others could experience confusion. All right. Not seeing something coming. Because it may not traditionally be the card, but you can't really see that, and you can't really see that, and you can't make out what this is. It's some pink with a cloud, and that looks like a jewel. Or is it the sun, or is it a peach cut open? So you may not see it coming. I see the 20 here. We had judgment, and we have separation. Jesus Christ with the sun, and then Venus. So, okay. Just be mindful of that. The destroyer that could cause things to part. Okay. Ooh, see, that's the Tower. Stay grounded, my friends. Oh, we have spring. I said summer. My apologies. So we have spring. We have Uranus. We have Earth's heart. Uranus is very powerful and shocking. Uranus also has something that is doing, or is it Pluto, is doing something. That's that whole 84-year thing that won't happen again. But spring could be significant to a timing of the past, which was recent past. Because matter of fact, it's spring now. It ain't even summer yet. The solstice ain't even hit. So we're talking about now. Some of us, it's a glass ceiling. We need to break through a lie. Okay. Some unstable foundations. For some of you, it could even be beliefs. Don't have nothing to do with like money, people, or the transits. Just something that is locked into your spirit, which for many of us, religion is, for the most part, was a household thing. Like Coca-Cola or something. Like everybody had one. And just imagine, well, I don't even have to say just imagine. Let's just be real. It's hundreds of religions. Maybe 20 that stand out. 10 that are important, and maybe narrow it down to 5 or 6 in this country. And you mean to tell me they all disagree with each other, but all of them true? So just imagine if, and I know everybody think they the one, right? Everybody, you know everything. They ain't done nothing. But just imagine having a core belief of something that may not be favorable to you personally. Because I see this glass. Now, I know ain't nobody throwing no Tiffany glasses. And hopefully ain't nobody throwing no Tiffany fits. Okay, that's a brat fit. Because we got Tiffany blue right up in there. I love Tiffany's. But yeah. And then the Earth Heart usually talks about grounding. So be grounded. Some things may not have come into fruition yet. But something is going to. And I feel like it's going to shock you. And it's a tangible thing. It may be heartfelt and get you in your feels, but it's a real thing. And when I say real thing, it may not be a spiritual awakening or your guide kissing you at night before you go to sleep. Something on this planet that's coming from the spirit of the planet, which is the spirit of the earth, which is the only spirit they probably know that they've called the Holy Ghost. I have no idea. Okay, we'd have to ask some knee-deep Native Americans because they have I just be rambling. I think they have a more ancient connection to the Aboriginals. They can answer some of our questions. But all in all, we got some good game out of these cards. But what I appreciate and what I feel like everybody would have come here to hear is the cherry on top that Spirit didn't grace us with until the very end. That you have some things coming into fruition, but that ice is melting off. And I feel like something could come to you unexpectedly in the present. Maybe even a gift, because in tarot, the hand with the aces coming out, that's a grand gift from the North Node somewhere, all the way down to the planet into your heart. So I love that. And I'll just rest with that. I'll take this. I'll take all of these, actually, whichever one it is. And I do hope that it helps. I wanna love you so bad, like that. Wanna love me